Docker Compose. In this section, we'll learn how to use Docker Compose. We'll start with an introduction to Docker Compose, then we'll learn how to write dockercompose.yml files. Next, we'll learn how to create multi-container applications. We'll then learn how to extend Docker Compose files. After that, we'll learn how to define networks and volumes in a dockercompose.yml file. Finally, we'll learn how to create distributed application bundles and stacks for use with Docker Swarm. Introduction to Docker Compose. This video will introduce you to Docker Compose. First, we'll learn what Docker Compose is. Next, we'll learn why you would want to use it. Finally, we'll learn how to install Docker Compose on Linux. Docker Compose is a tool that lets you define applications to run in Docker. An application is defined in a YAML file that includes all of the information needed to start it. This file includes services, environment variables, ports, volumes, images. Everything you need to start your application is all defined in one place. It can be used to build application stacks for easy deployment on a Docker Swarm. We'll learn how to do that in video 4.6. Docker Compose is usually used on desktops or development servers to build and test applications. It can also be used as a very lightweight orchestration tool in single server environments. The entire application is defined in a single file named docker-compose.yml. You could think of it as a Docker file for your entire application. Once your application is defined, you can use the docker-compose tool to start the entire environment at once. This makes it easy to test the application in your development environment. You can start the entire stack, run your test scripts, then shut it all down when you're done. It's simple and easy. You can use Compose to create a single package called a stack that can be deployed in any Docker Swarm. Just like how a Docker file allows you to consistently build an individual image, Docker Compose allows you to consistently build an entire application deployment. Docker Compose is included with Docker for Windows and Docker for Mac. On Linux, you can download it from GitHub. This example will download the appropriate binary for your system. As of this recording, the latest version is 1.16.1. When you run this on your own system, replace the 1.16.1 with the latest version number from github.com/docker/compose/releases. After Docker Compose has been downloaded, we need to make it executable and copy it into the path. In this case, we'll copy it into /user/local/bin. You can check that it has installed properly by running docker-compose version. The examples in the following videos will run on a standalone Docker host. Video 4.6 will show you how to use docker-compose with Docker Swarm. This video introduced you to Docker Compose. We learned what Docker Compose is and why you would use it. We also learned how to install Docker Compose on Linux.